Welcome to Ripple Impact. We inspire and equip you with information that will change your thought pattern and help you to take action to transform your life. My name is Abraham Abu. Today, our guest on Ripple Impact is an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, business strategist, speaker, and a best-selling author. Every day, he helps individuals unlock their peak potentials and guides them to succeed. He believes many of us are not realizing what we are capable of, whether it's becoming business owners, speaking on stages, authoring a book, investing in real estate, or just simply doing something new and breaking through our comfort zones. Fong has been able to help many individuals achieve exactly that. Fong has been featured on business panels with Shark Tank's Kelvin Harrington, interviewed on Results Radio, spoken to thousands in the United States and Canada. So get ready, because today is the day to unlock your potential. Please welcome Fong Chua.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for making it to the show. I'm really excited.
Yeah, very excited.
Delighted to have you on this show. Fong, as I was going through your profile, and after we have spoken, a couple of times, I have been privileged to attend one of your speaking sessions, and that was the session on branding, right?
Yep.
That session was so revealing, and the information was so captivating that I went back home thinking, wow, this guy is good. But well, I'm not surprised. Going through all the things you have done, you have been on stage with Arnold Schwarzenegger and celebrities of that nature. So, and haven't written 5 books, 3 of which are best-selling. How do you find time to achieve all of this?
Well, everybody's time is the same, right? Richard Branson has the same amount of time. You have the same amount of time. I have the same amount of time. We have 24 hours in a day. And the thing is, it's not really on managing the time. It's managing your energy and where do you want to put your energy to. It's really just, what do you want to focus on? If you really, really want to work on something and want to get something done, it really doesn't matter about what time of day it is. It doesn't really matter what time of night it is. There's some aspects, some days where I'm actually up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, finishing a chapter of a book, or finishing a part of a speech, or finishing preparing or practicing for a presentation, and then I have to wake up the next day about 5, 6 o'clock just to get ready for something else. So as an entrepreneur, you really just have to go out there, put in time, put in the effort, and it's not like where you go to a 9 to 5 day job where 5 o'clock I'm done. As an entrepreneur, you're done when you're done. So it doesn't matter. It's channeling your energy in the stuff that you want to get done, and on the stuff that you want to will get you to the next level and get you to reach your goals and your visions.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Yes, I agree with you absolutely, because we all have 1,440 minutes in a day, and depending on how we put those minutes to use, will determine the results we achieve. A lot of people think, well, the time is not enough for me, but what are they really doing? What are they doing? Are they focusing their energies on the things that are top priorities that will bring the result they desire, or they are just spending their time doing the things that will not help them achieve all of this? I absolutely agree with you, Fong, on this, and I'm going to find out from you now next, as an author of the Make More, Work Less series. So it also goes with the time management thing, right? Or the activity management rather than the time management. What is the idea behind that series, and what is your objective regarding that Make More, Work Less series?
Well, I believe when you put your time and energy on certain aspects of your business and certain aspects of building your credibility and your brand, then eventually it comes back. So writing the book is a credibility tool. It's also a way to eliminate some of the time I'm using when I'm talking to other people. First of all, the book was a challenge by one of my coaches, saying that, okay, this is time for you to start writing books so that you can build up your credibility. And at first, I thought that was all I'm doing, building my credibility. But then I also realized that the very first book I was writing, is everything that I do in building my financial wealth, financial foundation. And I've been finding that when people come up to me and ask me, what do you do with your finances? What do you do with your time management? What do you do with your energy management? What do you do with all these aspects? I spend up to 3-4 hours sitting down with them and talking. Well, now I put all that stuff into one book, and I could go, you know what? Here, I have this book written. Why don't you give this a read first? If you're still interested and if you still want to know more, let me know. At that time, now I know that you already have a basis of what I've already talked about or stuff that I've already known that I wrote in the book, and we can start at another level. It saves me time, it saves you time, it saves my clients time, and it's also a good way to build up that lead gen, because I'm able to pass those books out. I'm able to go up on stage and talk about those books, and my whole series is really about different ways of building wealth, different ways of building your communication skills, different ways of building your real estate empire, and just different ways of building your mindset as well to be able to be successful in what you do.
Wow. So having all of this in mind, do you have a particular routine you follow?
Well, my main routine is to wake up in the morning, do something active. Whether it's to go for a run or do some workouts or whatnot. I like to spend about 20-30 minutes a day to get my heart going, get my brain going, and get my body going, really. And then, as you were saying about where do you find the time to do all this stuff? Well, most people who are going to work out, going out to do for a jog or whatnot, they're listening to upbeat music, they're listening to great dance music, whatever it is, to get their energy going. I'm actually listening to mind feeding. I'm listening to business talk. I'm listening to different strategies of building a business, different strategies of sales or marketing. I'm listening to all that as I'm doing my workouts. And then after that, I would probably do some more strategic thinking as to what do I want to do throughout the day, what do I want to accomplish, how many people I want to talk about, and basically just plan out my day and make sure I hit the day running fast so that I get most of my stuff accomplished.
Well, most people think writing a book is such a difficult task. And here you are, you've written 5 books, 3 of which are bestsellers. What's your advice regarding writing a book? And I know at the same time you coach people on writing books. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to tell our viewers how you go about writing these books and achieving the bestseller status that you have achieved with 3 of your books, just in case anyone wants to write a book, that this information could help them, begin to take the steps that you have taken to achieve that.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, you froze for a moment. Well, writing a book is really not that big of a task that most people think. Depends on what your purpose of writing that book is. If you're writing your book solely to build credibility, to build that exposure so that other people get to know you, so that you pass information out and whatnot, then writing that book is really not that difficult and shouldn't take that long. It could take it could be as fast of 1 month to maybe 3 months to finish that book from start to finish if you really put your time into it. For myself, it's one of those things where you have to make the decision of doing it. Then you just break it down. Let's say on a normal basis of a book, you have about, let's say, 8 to 10 chapters. Well, that's basically 8 to 10 topics that you're going to be talking about. So if I asked you, what are you going to be talking about? What kind of book are you going to be writing about? Let's say, for instance, you want to talk about real estate. Or let's say you want to talk, I'll change it up a bit. Let's say you want to talk about hockey. We're in Edmonton, so everybody knows about hockey. So the first chapter would probably be, what is hockey? If you could talk about what is hockey for about 10 minutes, you have a first chapter. Then your second chapter could be, well, where did hockey come from? You could probably talk about 10 minutes about the history of hockey. That's your second chapter. Your third chapter might be, well, why is hockey so important in the days and lives of Canadians? Well, you could probably talk about 10 minutes of that. And sooner or later, you'll have 10 chapters. If you could talk about that for 10 minutes each, you have a chapter each, you put them all together, and then you have a book. It's really not that difficult to do. It's just either sitting down and doing it, or sitting down and talking about it, or just making that decision to go, I'm going to be doing this book and we'll finish it in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever it is, set that date and just start doing it.
Well, Fong, you made it look so easy. And I believe what you just said, imagine talking about a particular sport that you're interested in, for instance, hockey or soccer, and you're able to talk about it for 10 minutes, you have your first chapter.
Yeah.
Defining what hockey is, or soccer as the case may be, you're already writing another chapter. You made it seem so easy. I believe our viewers will be very excited to pick up these ideas that you've just mentioned and be able to, start writing their book. Like you said, it's just about sitting down and being able to put these things together and write them. And I think that's where a lot of people have challenge, being able to be disciplined, to block out time to say, this time, I don't want to be distracted. I want to focus on writing a little bit about this book. Each day that passes, if they put in 1 or 2 hours, in a month, like you said, or maybe 2 months' time, they have a book written already.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But like I said, a lot of people have that challenge of, having that discipline to sit down. So how do you get yourself motivated and disciplined in order to sit down and focus on writing the book?
Well, first of all, it's one of those things where you kind of envision yourself having it done. How does it feel? So for instance, when I was writing my very first book, and I'll just kind of talk about a little bit of background there. My first book was talking about different ways of investments, different ways of building your financial foundation. And my very first chapter is about the mindset of what do you have to get your mind to think about in order for you to succeed in business, real estate, or investments. So can I talk about that for 5-10 minutes? If I can, that takes me about maybe 2 to 3 hours to actually type out. The next chapter was about gold and silver. And the next chapter is about real estate. I spent 10 minutes on each on those, and I could write the chapter on that. And in the end, I kind of envisioned what my book's going to look like. The day I'm going to be, the day it comes to my house, the day that I open up the box, how I'm going to feel when I have that book, how I'm going to feel when I'm going to be able to go up on stage and tell people, okay, if you're interested, you can buy my book. How great would it feel to have that sense of accomplishment, that confidence level rises when you know you've accomplished something that not many people do. It's very similar to running a marathon. I don't know if you've run a marathon before. What's the longest distance that you ran?
Well, for me, I'm not a good runner, but of course, when I play soccer, I'm able to run and run, without getting tired. That's one of my gifts when I play soccer. But ordinarily, marathon, no, I don't like marathon.
Well, okay, so let me put in that context. So for myself, I finished the marathon. When I signed up for that marathon, I didn't go, oh, I'm not going to finish. Or, oh, I'm going to finish. I'm going to quit halfway. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to envision myself crossing that finish line. I'm going to envision myself getting that medal around my neck saying I finished that marathon. That's how you start off running that marathon. You're not going to start off thinking I'm going to fail. Just like yourself. When you get onto the field and you're going to be playing soccer, your mindset is thinking, I'm going to go score that goal.
That's right.
I'm going to go and contribute to passing that assist that's going to contribute to that goal. You're not going to go out there and go, you know what, I'm just going to stand around here and hopefully nothing bad happens. Right? So you're going to go out there on your shift with the mindset of succeeding, with that mindset of getting that goal, with that mindset of celebrating that goal. You're going to go out there for that game with that mindset thinking you're going to win that game. You're not going to go to that game and go, you know what, I'm going to quit halfway. So it's really no difference. That motivation is in your vision. That motivation is in your goal of being achieved, so that you could have that emotional draw to having that feeling, going out there and celebrating that success.
Yeah, Fong, talking about success means different things to different people. But the thing is, most people see people they believe are successful and they desire to be like them. They see the results, but they don't see the work. I know behind every successful person, there's an amount of work that needs to be put in for you to see that. And that work is the same thing we talk about discipline. People celebrate the discipline that others have put in, because it is the discipline that yield the results. not just because these people are gifted or are just favored. So a lot of people want to be like the celebrities and they want to be like successful people without putting in the result. And you have been able to stand on the same stage and speak to thousands of people in the United States and in Canada. You stood on the same stage with people as someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger. What experience did you learn speaking with someone like that on the same stage?
Well, one thing is it's good that you mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's because you surround yourself with the people that you want to be successful with. You surround yourself with people that you want to be. A great quote is one of those. Tell me who your closest 5 friends is, and I'll tell you who you are.
Absolutely.
Right? If you have 5 friends and they're all making on average $100,000 or $70,000, then most likely you're making in the roughly the same area of $70,000. If your 5 friends are all lawyers, I'm gonna make a pretty good guess that you're a lawyer as well. So if you want to be successful, then you should surround yourself with other successful people. In the end, what happens is you're gonna start raising your level of mindset, your level of success, so that you can match or be in the same plane as all these successful people are. Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of those people that, all of a sudden came out on stage and became Mr. Universe. He came out on the Hollywood arena and became Conan the Barbarian. Well, it didn't just happen overnight. He spent hours and hours and hours of training, hours and hours of work to get to where they are. An overnight success of a person actually has 10, 20 years behind them to get to that overnight success that people actually see. One thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger really talked about is surrounding yourself with those coaches that can get you to the level that you want to be. Right before he became really famous in Hollywood as an actor, he actually was very successful in real estate. He was actually very successful in business as well. And he was very successful in the bodybuilding area. Now, what did he do? Well, he said to himself, I want to become Mr. Olympian. Well, I think it's called Mr. Olympian. But anyway, the top bodybuilder in the world. So he went and hired a coach who's able to train him to become that person. Then after he succeeded in that, he goes, I want to be successful in real estate. So he went and hired a real estate coach, became successful in real estate. Then he goes, you know what? I want to be the #1 actor in Hollywood. He went and hired acting coaches. He went and hired speaking coaches. He went and hired speech and performance coaches. All those coaches combined got him to where he is today. So if he does that, and those are all behind the scenes, most people like us, we should be doing the same thing. Finding the coaches who is able to get you to the next level. Finding the team members, finding the people that you can surround yourself who are also successful to get you to the next stage. Recently, I did a video about you are competing with yourself. You're not competing with all the other people. What other people are able to achieve, that is something to tell you that it's achievable. It's doable. And therefore, now what do you need to do to achieve the same things that other people have achieved? You just have to go out there, ask the right questions, find the right people to surround yourself with, and find the right coaches to get you to the next level.
Wow, you just said it that one is for one to believe in himself, visualize what you want to be, look out for coaches. That means take action to begin to do, not just to sit down, visualize what you want to be, and just wish you could, wish you get to where you want to get to without taking the necessary action. Like I listened to John Maxwell. He said, in order for you to achieve anything, that first you need to have good intentions, and having good intentions without good actions will not take you anywhere. So you need to have good intentions, take good actions, then you achieve whatever you desire to achieve. Fong, on your journey to success up to this moment where you are, have you ever failed or have you made mistakes? Can you tell us about those?
Well, of course, there's lots of failures, and of course, there's lots of mistakes. And a lot of those things are just stepping stones. As long as you don't repeat those mistakes, as long as you take those mistakes and learn from them, then you're better for it. You get better and better as you go. I've done a lot of real estate properties where one may or may not have come out the same way that I wanted it to come out. Some partnerships that may or may not have worked out the same way I wanted it to work out. Well, then I just find out, okay, if that's what happened in this partnership, what am I going to be looking for in the next partnership? If that real estate deal didn't come out the way I want it to be, well, maybe it's because the way I've calculated the cash flow or the way I've calculated my risk assessment is not stringent enough or not conservative enough. Then I implement that for my next property. When I go up on stage, I go, maybe if I try this, I get this kind of engagement. Maybe if I try that, I'll get that kind of engagement. If it failed, then I'll try something else. You said you've attended a couple of my sessions. Well, the opening segment of those sessions, I tried 2, 3, 4, 5 times with different audiences to make sure that the timing is right, the actions are right, the words are right. And if they weren't right and it failed, I swapped it up again to try a different way so that I get the right engagement that I wanted. So failures are great. It's a great learning tool. It's free because you get to learn from them. It's the best teacher. So if you're not failing, then you're not trying hard enough, because if you're not failing, that means you're not taking enough actions to try different things to get you to the next level. You're not breaking out of your comfort zone. You're not breaking out of your current mindset, because if you want to be mistake free, that means you're living a life of constant sameness. You're living a life where you're not trying anything different. If you wanted to go learn how to drive, I'm pretty sure that you may have turned the signal wrong, or you moved the steering wheel wrong once or twice in your lessons. Well, if you don't make those mistakes, you're not going to learn from them. Same thing in business, same thing in speaking, same thing in writing books, same thing in doing real estate. You have to go through the mistakes. As long as you learn from them, and then you achieve more by learning from them as you build up on your skill set.
I like the example you used about driving, and that reminds me of my first time when I first moved to Canada. I was doing my driving test. The first time I did, I went the opposite direction here, and my driving instructor was like, "What are you doing?" So I made a mistake, but at the end of the day, I passed, and today I drive everywhere, right? So which is one of the things I never gave up. That I failed the first time. I failed several times, but at the end of the day, I remained consistent. I kept learning, and I'm now a good driver, and I drive, everywhere within Canada. That's interesting. Then I also want to find out from you, what would be your advice for our audience that may want to become a speaker or want to invest in the real estate or any of the things that you have achieved? What would be your advice for them?
I would say reach out to people that you know who are doing what you want to do. Okay, so for instance, if you know an uncle or friend or a colleague who is doing real estate already, you might want to reach out and ask them about their experiences, what their successes are, what their failures are, and whether or not they have other friends, colleagues, or coaches that they could introduce you to, so that you could ask those people, so you could keep on moving up the scale. So for myself, I started looking into different seminars. I started looking into different webinars, listening to different gurus about real estate. Then from there, I met other people where they are already doing real estate. They're already successful in it. I asked them about their advice, and I go, who's your coach? Who are your partners? And then they introduce me to their people, and then you kind of build your network from there. And that's the same thing that you would do for, let's say, speaking. If you know somebody who's already doing speaking, ask them, what's their first path? What's their first speech like? What's their first experience like? And you keep on building from there. The other thing is just do it. So for instance, if you really wanted to make good money or make good success in real estate, the first thing I would do is go reach out and talk to a few realtors. Interview a few realtors and go, hey, do you work with investors? Are you an investor yourself? And then just build that relationship and see how that goes. If you want to be a speaker, well, guess what? You can speak from home. Build videos, put it online, put it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, you're a speaker. If you do 4 or 5 of those sessions at home, post it online, you can still work on different formal speeches that you could go and join a Dale Carnegie program or a Toastmasters program, or even host your own event where you're standing in front of people and speaking. It's a matter of saying, I want to do this. You take the action and just start doing it. You can't be perfect every single time, you're just going to have to build on top of all the mistakes, all the failures, and then keep on moving towards that goal that you want to be. And just think that you're going to succeed. Envision yourself succeeding. Imagine that feeling, and just keep on pushing.
Absolutely. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Don't wait until you figure it all out before you can start. Start with the little that you have, and at the end of the day, you see you keep improving, and you will get there. For those who are waiting to have it all perfect, they never begin, and that's one of the things that causes people not to progress.
Yeah. Another thing I want to kind of point out is talk to people who are positive. Talk to people who are encouraging and motivating. If, for instance, when I first started in real estate, I was surrounded by a lot of people who aren't familiar with real estate. And a lot of them go, well, that's very risky. That's not going to work. Yeah, those people are good at it and you're not good at it, so don't even try. Well, if you start talking to them, you're going to be very demotivated. So go find the people who are very encouraging, who's going to push you, who's going to be able to encourage you to keep on trying, keep on taking action so that you can succeed. And the people who are successful in those areas already, if they are truly successful and positive people, they are willing to share information. They're willing to share their successes and their failures with you. And if they're not willing to share, well, those are the people that you probably don't want to build a relationship with anyways. So follow those people who are succeeding and build relationships with them, and then just keep on building more and more relationships. Because in the end, if you really want to succeed in anything that you do, your reach to as many people as you can is going to be very, very critical to your success.
How can our audience reach you? Can you give us your contact information in terms of your website, your
so I have a website.
Yeah,
I have a website. If you go to meetfongchua.com, meetfongchua.com, you'll find me there. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. All those places, it's just my name, Fong Chua, Fongchua. And just connect, just send me a message on Facebook or LinkedIn. And I love building relationships. I love adding value, and I love impacting as many people as I can. And I absolutely love seeing people who are able to reach different successes, different goals, and different achievements that they never dreamed of actually doing. So when they come back to me and go, oh, wow, you changed my life. I never imagined being an author. I never imagined being a speaker or doing real estate. And they have me to thank for it. Then it makes my heart melt, because it's a wonderful feeling to be able to change people's lives. And that's what I do all the time. So yeah, reach out to me on those, or you can email me at fong.chua@yourarea.ca. Anytime, just let me know, and we can maybe chat, meet up, do a Zoom call, and just build relationships that way.
Well, Fong, thank you so much for being with us in this session. And I must say, I really enjoyed and I'm inspired, and I believe that our viewers are also inspired by all of this information you have passed on. You have truly added value to us, and we hope we can speak with you again some other time. Thank you, Fong.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to chatting with you again. So all the best to your successes, all the best to all your projects. I know you have a few projects on the go right now, and I can't wait to see those, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll let you do your announcements later. So enjoy, have fun. Like I say all the time in my videos, today is a day where you can unlock your potential. I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.